This is TJ with TechMadeEZ. Welcome to my channel. My channel is all about making things affordable, practical, and easy. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reviewing three 5 gigabit USB network adapters. They're Type-C. Now, a year ago, I bought a TrendNet one, and we're going to be looking at that 5 gigabit because I have a mini PC, and I wanted higher performance than just the 1 gig that came built in to the mini PC. I have a 10 gig networking in my house, and I wanted a little bit more performance out of that machine through the network, through my network. I was going to do these comparisons a year ago, but when I went to go buy other brands, they were off the market. All of them were off the market, including TrendNet. Now TrendNet you can get TrendNet now. It's more expensive than it was before when I paid for it. So the TrendNet is $84. We got the WavLink that's $30, and then we got this other one that's $20. We're going to be looking at the price performance, maybe why they took these off the market and now they're back on the market, and their performance. Let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be testing these in Windows and in Linux. But right now we're going to test Linux first, and then we'll jump to Windows. Now, before we do that, I want to talk about all three of these, and especially this one on the left. I made the mistake of buying this one, and so we're not going to be testing this one, and this is the reason why. This particular one, the marketing wording on this is really deceptive. First of all, this is $12 plus $8 shipping and handling, which is $20. And so I was looking at this going USB 3.1C, gigabit Ethernet adapter, 5 gigabits. So I'm thinking it's a 5 gigabit Ethernet adapter. It's not. It has /1000, which means it's a gigabit adapter. I was so disappointed in the wording of this. And just so you know, when you go on eBay, and I don't know about other places like Amazon, this is how they're advertising these 1 gigabit network cards. This isn't the only one that does this. I think it's very deceptive. So we're not worrying about this one today. We're going to worry about this WavLink and the TrendNet. Now, the TrendNet's a great price here on eBay, and I didn't even think about going and looking anywhere else for it, but then later I discovered that on NewEgg it's actually $24, which is a great price for this. And then we have TrendNet. I bought this TrendNet about a year ago, and I am using it on one of my mini PCs just for faster access. I don't really necessarily need it, but I have another HP mini PC that I really bought this adapter for, this WavLink, and so I wanted to test the performance. So we're going to test performance of these. Now, when I bought my TrendNet, it was not $83, $84. I think it was more around $50 back then, maybe even $40. I can't remember. It wasn't this expensive. But I bought it a year ago, and I didn't want to go back in history and see what it was that I bought it at. But let's just see the performance of these. Now, I was going to do these USB 5 gigabit tests a year ago, but then because when I bought this TrendNet, there were other ones that were available. So I thought, oh, I'll get another one and I'll test it and see what the performance difference is. Well, when I went back to purchase another one, it had been a couple of months, they were all off the market. I'm like, what? Why are they all off the market? Even this TrendNet was off the market. And I had read an article saying that they weren't getting 5 gigabit speed. Now, the TrendNet one that I have with Linux, let's do the test and I'll show you the performance. So let's get started on the performance of these. And again, we're going to go to Windows, check out the performance there as well. Now with Linux, the kernel has the driver baked into it, so we don't have to install the driver. All you have to do is plug it in and it works. On Windows, there is a driver that you need to install. But let's go ahead and let's get started with our test results. Alright, so here's a network monitor on the right side, and then here's some movie files here. I'm just going to copy this Wayne Worlds over. I've copied it before. We'll just hit replace, and we're going to see the performance of this card. And it's actually a little better than 5 gigabits. I was really impressed with this when I ran this. I'm going, wow, what a great card. Plus throwing it onto Linux, I didn't have to put any drivers in, nothing. It just worked out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and copy this file back onto my server. Oh, and I do need to mention my server. It is a 10 gigabit server. What I mean by that, it can read and write at 10 gigabits over Ethernet. And so here we are here, and we went ahead and uploaded the same file to my server, and we're getting a little less speed than we were on the transfer rate over, but still pretty impressive. It's still 5 gigabit speed. So now let's go ahead and look at the TrendNet performance on Linux, and then we'll go to Windows. Okay, so now let's check out the performance, and this is pretty typical of this file as I've used it in the past. So we'll just go ahead and copy this 5 or 6 gig file over, and you'll notice it gets a little bit more than 320. It's about 330 megabytes per second. And I noticed that was an issue when I first got this card. And when we go into Windows, it's even worse. Windows, it only gets about 2.5 gigabits per second. But when we copy this file to the server, to my server here, you'll notice that, and that's what I was mostly using it for. I wasn't using it to copy stuff to the desktop. I was using it to copy and access my file server. And you'll notice it gets closer to 500 megabytes. And as I mentioned before, the reason why this is, and when I bought this TrendNet networking card, I noticed shortly after that any of the other 5 gigabit cards that were available were no longer available, and they stopped selling this TrendNet card. But as you saw before that I explained, you can now buy this. But again, I don't know if it's going to have the same, if it's using the same controller. The comments on Amazon are basically saying what I'm saying here, that it doesn't give them true 5 gigabit speed. Now, it is better if I'm uploading something like to my file server, it obviously gets closer. Okay, I'm on my Windows desktop, and this is one thing that you will want to do is you will want to download the driver and install this. It's pretty easy, and I'll put this website, the link to it, in the description below. It's a lot easier to click on the link to get to it. But this is the model here, and then you can do Windows, Mac, and Linux. And like I said, Linux, you don't have to download it, or at least in Debian and Ubuntu based ones, it's already built into the kernel. And so you just click on Windows, and it'll download it. And then what happens here is it will give you a zip file. In the zip file, there's going to be 2 drivers, one for Windows 10, one for Windows 11. It's pretty straightforward. You just hit install, installs it. Okay, after you're done installing it, you might want to go into your device driver. And I've already got it opened here, network adapter, and it uses the Realtek controller. And so you just double click on this. One thing you will want to do with these cards is you want to go in and you want to adjust. And this one here, I think it's this one here, the EEE max speed support. And then just go ahead and choose which one it is. And of course, this is 5 gigabits. And then what you also need to do is your jumbo frame for this. Like I said, in Linux I put 91.4 and it worked fine, but 4088 is the speed, and it just changed it. You may have to reboot the computer, so on and so forth. I found that installing the driver in Windows was a little quirky. It seems one time I had to install it twice, but once it's installed and working, then it's fine. And one thing that I would do is I would go out and get the driver first before you even try to use the card and install the driver. Now let's just go ahead and test this. And this is almost a 6 gigabit file, and it's going to copy really nicely. It's going to stay up there between 570 and 580, and it's pretty consistent that way. And whether it's a 10 gig or a 30 gig file, it keeps that speed consistently all the way through the copy. So it's a really nice card. Let's copy this back to the server, and you'll see that we still maintain our speeds up and down with this card. It's a great card. Alright, so now let's go ahead and test the TrendNet networking card. Now, this is the thing. I did notice that the performance in Windows was not good with this card. I don't know why it's better with Linux, but this is about as fast as you can get. And the device driver, when you first plug this network card in, it will show up as a CD-ROM drive because it has the drivers are somewhere in the chipset, and so you install the drivers from the actual USB card. And where we installed the drivers for the WavLink card, and we had to go in there and change the settings to get the 5 gigabit speed in Windows. When I did that with this card, it performed even worse. So it was better if I didn't choose 5 gigabit speed, and I didn't choose the jumbo packs at 4088 or 91.4. And so you'll see there, that's all the speed that it's going to get. It's basically a 2.5 gig card. Now in Linux it's not. I don't know why Linux, it performs so much better in Linux than it does on Windows. And that's not a slam on Windows or anything like that. I just don't know why the card performs better. And that's why I never made a big deal about this card, because I use it on my Linux desktops. And so, but originally I was going to, like I said, do a video on these 5 gigabit cards, and I couldn't do it because it wouldn't function correctly in Windows. And then that's when I did some research, and I found out that the controller on these 5 gigabit cards weren't giving true 5 gigabit speed. And again, there used to be more available than just this TrendNet one when I was buying them. And I just happened to buy the TrendNet one, and it worked. At first I didn't have a problem with the performance on Linux. I did notice again the copying to the desktop. Let's go ahead and copy this now to the file server, and so let's see what the speed is there. And again, it's the same speed. It's not going any faster. It's still giving me 2.5 gigabit. That's why they pulled these cards off the market. Why this TrendNet is still on there, I don't know. And they did pull the TrendNet off of the market there for a while. So I don't know anything about the one that they're currently selling now, if they changed it. But where the other one works really well, fast, the WavLink, I would just stick with the WavLink. The only thing again that I would say with the WavLink, it was a little goofy when I would install the driver for it, and you just want to plug the USB adapter in without the network connected to it, install it, turn it off, plug your network card into it after you install the driver. After the driver is installed, go ahead and go into the device manager and make those changes so that it forces it to 5 gigabit, and change your jumbo packs. So at any rate, I don't know if I could really recommend, because of the price of the TrendNet card and the performance. I just don't know if I could recommend it. Again, I don't have a new one to tell you that they've changed it, but I would be really leery of paying almost $90 for this card when you can buy one for $24 and have 5 gigabit speed. So let's just go ahead and go back to our Linux desktop, and let me give you my conclusions. Okay, so in conclusion, obviously, if you're going to pay $24 for 5 gigabit USB adapter than $84. And I don't know if there's other ones out there. I kind of did a quick search. I couldn't really find that many. Most of the ones I saw out there were different prices on this WavLink, but it's the same model. And again, I'll have the drivers linked to that, so you can download that. And you know, I just loved how it performed in Linux. I love that didn't have to put in a drive, didn't have to install a driver. TrendNet's the same way. You don't have to install a driver with TrendNet as well. Again, these drivers are baked into the kernel, and that's one thing that Linux is really getting good about, is they really are supplying a lot of drivers in the kernel where you don't have to install drivers unless it's something that's super new, like it just come out a month and it's brand new. There are no drivers for it. But at any rate, I like the performance in Windows. It was a little clunky, I thought. When you plug this card in, plug it in, don't plug in the network cable, plug it in, install your drivers, go into your device manager, change it to the 5 gigabit speed, change your jumbo packs to 4088, shut your laptop or computer or system off, plug in your network cable into the card, then boot it up, and it should work. Like I said, I did have an instance where I had to install the driver twice before it worked for some reason, and I've messed around with it more than once. But at any rate, once it worked great. Performance was great in both Windows and Linux. Loved it. And just so you know, I got a real case scenario for this, because my app server, I run my my network in my house is 10 gigabit, so when I can, I try to run 10 gigabit on everything. Not everything needs to have 10 gigabit speed, obviously, but my app server, it has a 10 gigabit card in it. It's a small form factor. I'd like to free up a slot in there. This would be an easy way for me to just plug it into the C port on my small form factor PC, and then that way I have option for my slots in there. Anyway, it's just these are great products, especially the WavLink. Great performance. Loved it. This is TJ with TechMadeEZ. I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Thanks.
Now that was easy peasy.